So 1 plus long raised to the power 1 plus T over M T is the short, M is the length of the forwards, divided by 1 plus short raised to the power T over M and the whole thing minus 1. Let me think. Yeah. That's pretty much, other than roundups, is precisely the answer that we got. There's an alternative way I'm going to do this. This is using FRA formula. If you're not comfortable with formulas, you can do things at goal-seek. Okay, I'm going to make that into a blue cell, not purple, blue. I'll do this. PV of short So I'm going to do this using so-called notional amount. So $1 million divided by 1 plus short rate raised to the power length. We already knew that answer. Not that. Using the PV of shorts. I'm going to put an arbitrary number like 4. And the proper forward rate is the rate that makes that difference 0. Okay? Because this is how much you pay at the end of the whole thing, the long period, if you borrowed $1 million starting at the end of the short period. This is how much you're going to pay if you do it the poor man's way using the money market, since they need to be the same number. goal seek to 0 by changing that one. And it should not be any surprise to you that they are indeed exactly the same. Do it however way you're comfortable with. Since I already have the formula here, the only reason with formulas it's easy to make mistake, but you can always check with the goal seek whether or not you made a mistake. But now that I know that they both give the same thing, I'm going to stick here. Now I can ask more complicated questions. Let me save this. Assuming that you guys have been following, let's do an exercise. Let's do 510. Okay. I'm going to borrow $1 million starting 5 years from now, and I'm going to pay it back 10 years from now. So I need to know 5-year rate, 3591. And 10-year rate 3475. Not that. Yes, I get it. I don't have enough resources. Any of you guys want to try to get that 5-year forward 5-year rate? It's actually a rather nice indication of what market thinks is going to happen to the shorter term rates over the next 5 years or after 5 years. First of all, given this, do you think the forward rate is going to be higher than around 3.5 or lower? Hmm? Based on these numbers, just without even calculation, can you think the 5-year forward rate, 5-year 5-year forward rate is going to be greater than about 3.5 or less? And the example we have done should give you some idea. Remember, the 1-year forward 1-year rate is much smaller than both 1-year rate and 2-year rates. That's because 2-year rates is much smaller than the 1-year rate. So when the rates are downward sloping, forward rates tend to be much smaller, because that means market thinks the shorter rates are going to be even less in the future. So if you did this, all I have to do is enter the inputs, 3591, 3475, and short is 5, long is 10. It's going to be 335.91, right? When longer term interest rates are higher, forward rates tend to be even much higher because you're paying for that slope in that yield curve. For example, let's look at forward 1020. 373. So if all I wanted was 10-year rate, 10-year forward, 398. Okay, and these are kind of important in the market if you're managing interest rate exposure. I mean, there are different ways of doing that. Let me kind of let's do this FRI formula using years. Let me move this. A lot of time we're going to look at the shorter term rates. Actually, let's just leave it at that. Let's just delete this one. Suppose I want to know 3 months forward, 3-month rate. The reason we're going to do these a little bit differently, it's because of the rate quoting convention. When you look at the T-bills, the quoting convention is the annual yield, okay? But when you look at short-term money market, they're APRs. So 3-month LIBOR, because at these maturities, that's pretty much the market. Come on, I want to add a screen. Okay. USD LIBOR rates.